have the ball. Both teams get the ball for one time before before it's decided. So,
all right. So you want to talk? All right, let's talk about that. We're live right now. So you want to talk about the new rule? Did they change anything in the NFL? Is that a rule change?
Yeah, they just approved the OT rule tweak. Hold on, let me just get the word for word exact so I don't leave any key.
Because I thought they weren't going to make any rule. I thought the big rule change was going to be like you get like a
and the thing is, it's the regular season. It's not changing, only for the playoffs.
So what happens if a team scores a touchdown, the other team gets a chance for a touchdown?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So outside of that, nothing else changes, yeah?
No, after both teams touch the ball, next score wins. So,
okay.
And it's only for the playoffs.
And so basically, the only rule change is if the first team scores a touchdown, instead of it being over, they get another play.
Yeah, the other team gets to touch the ball.
Didn't that happen almost like twice this year in back-to-back games? Wasn't Kansas City eliminated that way because Cincinnati and then all right.
And it's a big overreaction to the Bills-Chiefs game because everyone made a big deal that Josh Allen didn't touch you know what I mean? But I mean, the way I look at it though, it's okay. So in a game like that, with Mahomes going against Allen, okay, Mahomes touches the ball, he scores. Allen touches the ball, he scores. Now, if Mahomes gets it back and scores, they're going to say, well, if Allen got it again, he would have. You know what I'm saying? So that part doesn't get changed, right?
It's never ending.
I think the perfect settlement was just be played a 15-minute overtime, and whoever wins when the time. You know what I'm saying? And if the time's tied,
I would go the opposite way. I'd say, you know what? You're not allowed to kick a field goal.
That's interesting.
First team that scores a touchdown wins. You're not allowed to kick a field goal.
So
you can punt. You can punt the ball. Right? Just stop you. It's the first touchdown wins. No field goals allowed. That's
right. And that goes to a lot of people's side of you got to be able to have emphasis on the defense being a part of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just say it's offense. It's not fair that the offense didn't touch the I agree, though, that that coin toss shouldn't determine who gets the ball. Because that's kind of they did the math. They did the math. Out of 12 games in the playoffs, 10 of them were decided by the team who won the coin toss. That's a big number. So maybe think of it.
That. So,
you know what I mean?
The one thing I hate, first of all, I hate field goals to begin with, right? But in overtime, I mean, literally, with the amount of pass interference calls that there are, with the amount of like how easy it is to throw the ball up and you catch it for 35 yards, you're in field goal range now. Like people are kicking field goals like it doesn't matter. Like if 50 yards is not a 50-yard field goal anymore. I mean, people are kicking from 60.
And I go back to the Bills game. Listen, Bills, you want to blame that you didn't get the ball in overtime. You gave up a field goal with 13 seconds left. That has to be the reason you lost, not the overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people point to overtime in college, and some people like it, some people don't. I don't hate the concept because both teams get the same advantage. I just don't like that it starts at the 25. That takes a whole lot of – you're supposed to be able to have to march 80 yards to do what you got to do, not 20 yards. Yeah. That's the only thing I have with that.
Did I – so speaking of the NFL real quick, did I see something – maybe it was just a joke on TikTok today. Did Donovan Adams get a DUI in Las Vegas, or was that like a joke? Was that just like bullshit on TikTok?
I did not see that on any of my credible sources.
It's probably not. Yeah, it's a joke.
Just like the whole Tom Brady going to Miami now. My dad's a big Dolphin fan. He's chirping about it. I don't believe that for a second.
I think that had to do,
that was talking about the coach, right?
The reason why, but the reason why I can see that is because the owner Ross is a Michigan alum. So he's been able to talk to him a lot. When he goes back and he sees Harbaugh, when he goes to those Michigan stuff, he's in that network of Ross. Ross, the owner, is a Michigan guy. So that to me is where it might make sense.
But the article I read was talking about Sean Payton being a part of it, though.
Yep. Has anybody ever won a Super Bowl at 3 different teams? I don't think anybody's ever won one at 3 different teams.
Not three.
So 2. So that would be
Peyton
like
Manning did it with 2. Peyton Manning did it with 2.
Sure, and so did and now Brady's done it with 2.
Yeah,
Brady's was more impressive because it was basically all Brady.
And it's his first year with the new team,
who was in last place the year before he got there, didn't make the playoffs, and he had to throw the ball, where Peyton Manning was basically – when Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl – remember, he didn't win it when he had his great year. He didn't win it that year.
No. The year he had the great year, he didn't win. He was a pedestrian quarterback in that game, too.
Yeah.
In that game, he was pedestrian.
He was just handing the ball off. So that's the only reason I could see that being real. Listen, there's so much crap coming out of the NFL right now. It really
the NFL is like, we're not being talked about. It doesn't matter what month, what week, the NFL's got to have their nose in the news.
I'm looking forward to our NFL draft contest. I really am. I want to see who
it's one of the best things every year. I love the NFL draft contest.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that, man. That's going to be fun. What else going on? So big game in hockey tonight.
Just the Bruins versus
play the Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. That is a huge game.
That's a huge
and it's going to be a
game
measuring stick of who's got it going at the right time, because both of those teams are contenders.
Yeah, those three teams don't want to play Florida in the first round. They're vying to play each other. So you got three teams right now struggling, trying to figure out who's going to be 2, 3, and 4. And so that's why I think this is such a big game. So that
lately, the Hurricanes has been the team flexing lately. They look strong. They're playing right at the right time of the year. They're playing good. Their best hockey. Yeah. Hurricanes, no one wants to see. The Panthers, no one wants to see. And then you got the Rangers, the Bruins, the Lightning, the Leafs. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So if there is no job. Listen, when you go Florida, Tampa, Boston, and Toronto, those are four really good teams right there. Well, Carolina's in the other side of the other side, right, of the conference.
I got what you mean in that one group, and then you got the Rangers, Penguins. I mean, it's a gauntlet.
Yeah, you got the other four on the other side, and so listen, it's a big game tonight. I think the game that a lot of people are turning on is, and I think they're going to get this wrong. So St. Bonaventure's playing tonight.
Yeah,
listen, I've been a big guy on St. Bonaventure's for 2 years, but I got
sure
really
have.
off with them.
You got me really locked in to really notice how good that team was last year. I think right now they're playing their best ball this year, and I think I circled this game as soon as it was on the board. This is a must-bet game for St. Bonaventure. Must-bet game. They got the advantage everywhere. Yeah. Xavier's been whack all year, honestly. They've been bad all year. They haven't impressed me. I don't even know how they got here. They survived on the string to even get here, and now they lost Scruggs for the year. St. Bonaventure should dominate the guard play and win tonight.
Listen, they should. My problem is they're tired legs. So one thing about St. Bonaventure is everybody talks about they got 5 seniors. Yeah, they got 5 seniors. They all play 38 minutes a game. They have no bench. So if any one of them ever gets in foul trouble, whatever, they're going to struggle. And the other thing is, last year when they were really good, Welch and Holmes were drilling threes. This year they're not hitting threes, and Lockton is trying to be their leading scorer every game, and he shouldn't be that guy. He's a point guard. He shouldn't try to be their leading scorer. Attaway should be their leading scorer. Welch or Holmes should knock down threes, and they need to get on Uwe his 10 points and his 10 rebounds. He should be a double-double guy.
Yeah, Sunye should dominate. Sunye needs to dominate like he did the last 2 games of this NIT tournament. Kyle Lofton has to show up, and then Attaway and you just mentioned him, Welch have to have good. If they show up, and Holmes, if they show up, I think Bonnie's got too much firepower, bro.
So what do you think of the other side? What do you think of the other game? Washington
Toss-up
State.
game. Good game. Toss-up game. Washington State's impressed me, though.
Yeah, but Texas A&M's the hottest team in the country.
That's it. And I think they got the better athletes. I have to lean Texas A&M here in this game.
Yeah.
Just off of the athletes, and they're playing hot. They're playing good ball. They got that, they got the motivation of being the last team left out of the NCAA. I like A&M to get to the final versus the Bonnies. 2 teams that I thought were going to be factors in the NCAA tournament. So
let me tell you something, man. I was at a sports party the other night, sitting there talking with everybody, and I have to watch what I say where I am, because they're homers here, big-time homers. They love the Big Ten, and I was sitting in there the other day talking about how bad the Big Ten was, and the only thing left you got is Purdue, and I'm like, I don't think the Big Ten's faring too well. Well, we got 9 teams in. I'm like, yeah, but you got 0 left if Purdue loses. If Purdue was losing to St. It was the night that Purdue got beat by St. Peter's, and you got 0 left, and that didn't go over too well.
From an outside looking in kind of view from this tournament, I think Big Ten slid to the 3rd or 4th toughest conference in college hoops this year. It's obviously showing ACC. ACC is showing their flexibility, that they're fucking deep, from 1 to 10, 12. They're deep. The Big 12's always there. Who's the defending champions? Baylor from the Big 12. Kansas now representing as the #1 seed left this year. And Big East always has a team in there barking.
Listen,
SEC,
I was really impressed. I was impressed with I think the SEC was horrible. I thought the SEC did I thought the SEC did worse than the Big Ten. You look at Tennessee and Kentucky lost to St. Peter's.
Big letdowns from the SEC, absolutely. Kentucky lost to St. Peter's in the first round. Tennessee got washed.
LSU got beat, right?
LSU got beat out the gate.
I mean, they
Auburn got beat. Auburn got torched by Miami. You're right. They didn't show up in the tournament.
Auburn was the team that I thought had the easiest road to the Final Four. When I looked at the brackets ahead of this thing, I'm like, they got the easiest schedule, and I thought Kansas had the second easiest schedule. I'm like, hey, you got 2 easy schedules to the final, so it's a road to the Final Four, and Auburn couldn't even make it out. That guy Jabari Smith, listen, I've seen him play a couple times this year. If he's a top 5 pick, that says to me something.
Well,
about
just going off of the logistics of measurements, athleticism, and his ability to get better going forward, I do think Jabari Smith is a good prospect. But a lot of these guys, even Chet Holmgren, he didn't show me that. He didn't show me. No, Banchero's ready. Banchero's ready for sure. I mean, I think that's the #1 pick.
In my opinion, wouldn't you like to have a winner like Gillespie as a top 10? If you have the 9th pick,
that's the thing. His size is not going to allow him to go top 10. But he's everything you want in a point guard. Yeah,
he is a winner. He's a winner.
So was Tyus Jones from Duke. He fell to that.
What was the first thing that guy did when they won? He went over to the guy that was on the bench that just hurt himself more and celebrated with him. That's the first thing that Gillespie did. He went over to the guy that just got injured, and they took him off the floor with like a minute to go in the game more. He went over and celebrated with him. Then they asked him about it after the game, and his answer was a perfect answer. Everything you want a leader to say is exactly what he had to say about how Moore was a big part of the team. He didn't want to be there by himself. He wanted to go over to celebrate with him and show him how much he means to the team. Everything about that guy is that he's a leader and a winner.
High class and his leadership. Yeah.
I mean, these are guys. Listen, the most talented guy in basketball this year, I think, is that Poncho guy. Now, can the upside of Ivy be bigger than that? Maybe. With some extra shooting, because you can't stop him when he wants to get to the basket. He is going to be a terror dribbling the ball and getting to the basket.
I agree with you.
And he can finish. So if he can get that shot down, he could be a steal in this year's draft.
He could. I think another steal in this draft, and a lot of people might not agree with me, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves for how good in the post he is. Timmy Gonzaga. Everyone talks Chet Holmgren going to the next level. Timmy is a post surgeon. His post moves is
like the guy in Denver.
He looks like a substitute.
He's like the guy in Denver.
He looks like a substitute gym teacher. That's why people, don't give him the credit he deserves. But his game is up there.
What's the guy in Denver? He reminds me of the guy in Denver.
Jokic.
For Denver.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's athletic at all. It doesn't matter.
No.
The IQ.
No. You know who doesn't look athletic? Luka doesn't look athletic. Luka looks at it.
We haven't even seen the best of Luka yet. We've seen greatness from Luka, and we haven't even seen the best of Luka yet. That's scary.
So listen, this year first of all, we're gonna have on Monday night, we're gonna have a props contest for the final game. Okay. So we're gonna have Monday night college basketball props contest for the final game in Sport Hitters. Who do you think is getting through? Duke, North Carolina. Who do you got there?
I got Duke getting through. I think they're deeper than North Carolina, and I think there's a lot to go with the preparation that Coach K is going to have for this game. He lost to this team in the last game at Camden Indoor, which, a lot of people were expecting them to meet in that ACC tournament as well, and they didn't. So now we get the joy of having this great rivalry in the Final Four. The first time they've ever met in the tournament. It's going to be in Coach K's last season in the Final Four. It's kind of crazy. I don't think Duke's going to, take that first game lightly. They're going to come back, bounce back, ready to win the second matchup. And obviously I'm going with the Kansas Jayhawks. Losing Justin Moore is huge. So he averages 17 points a game, and he was having a great tournament. Was part of the reason they're in the Final Four. So for him not there, I don't think Villanova has enough to, make up for that loss. Kansas D is suffocating right now. And I thought Kansas in the second half found their groove again. They looked awesome.
Where is the Final Four? Do you know? Where's the Final Four at?
Why don't I know that off the top?
New Orleans. I want to say New Orleans.
I was gonna guess New Orleans.
I think it's in New Orleans. So
double check.
I guess right now, I think North Carolina is playing the best basketball of anybody in the tournament. I think they've had the best tournament outside of 10 minutes without Brady Manick. I think they've had the best tournament.
New Orleans. Yep.
Yeah. So it's not going to matter in the North Carolina Duke game. I like North Carolina in that game. I like North Carolina to beat Duke again. I just like the way those two guards are playing with the big guys and Manick.
They are playing impressively. I'm not going to front. They look like a totally different team from the regular season.
And the one thing that I think Krzyzewski will do is he'll press them. I mean, if you watch the games, North Carolina cannot handle a press. So you better press them. And don't wait till don't wait till you're down 15 to do it. Do it from the get-go.
Right.
When St. Peter's was down by 26, they started pressing. They got it down to 20. I mean, it didn't sound like a big number, but North Carolina showed against St. Peter's they didn't like the press. They showed against Baylor they don't like the press.
Baylor wishes they pressed earlier. I'll tell you that.
Oh, 100%, man. That gave them fits. So the other game, it matters because I don't think the Superdome has that floor that has that half-court line that trips everybody. So I don't think Brown's going to have that problem that he usually has by falling over the half-court line. So I like Brown.
I'm just impressed with the tournament Remy Martin's having is just unbelievable to me because,
so is he creeping up on the player of the tournament? Is he creeping up on maybe the player? He's not going to get the respect.
He's been our most important player. And the thing is, all year, we haven't had him for most of the year. He's been hurt. He was suspended. He wasn't in the lineup a lot. When he was, he made a huge difference. But this tournament's this is Arizona State, Remy. You know what I'm saying? He's the reason why we got through to where we are right now. Listen, and then the second half was a group effort. McCormick, Agbaji, Brown, Wilson, all of them played well in the second half against Miami. And their defense leads to offense.
So here's my problem is that the other day, Brown played. He played like he wanted to cost me a lot of money in the future. Because you saw a guy that you're like, wow, he's good.
Yeah.
Dunking the ball. I was getting
texts from people saying, this Brown kid's good. And I was like, yeah. He's inconsistent,
that's the guy that costs you money. That's the guy that costs you money. That's the guy where you watch that's the St. Peter's guy. St. Peter's playing at their ultimate best against a team not playing at their best. And then you bet on this game, they lose by 30, right?
Yeah.
That is that guy. The one thing I'll say about them is McCormick showed up in that game in the second half. He seemed like he was going after the ball. He was, but I'm still confused by Harris being a starting point guard over Remy Martin. 100% I'm confused by it. I don't get it. Every time I watch it, I'm like, what the hell is Self doing? What is he doing with Remy Martin on the bench? Because the minute Remy Martin comes in, the team takes off. The minute he comes into the game, he takes off.
It's almost like he knows he has his the bullet in the chamber. All right, let's spice it up. Let's fix it up. Let's spark the team. Boom, Remy Martin comes in and gives us a shot of energy and gets us going. That's probably why, because it's not even a question who the better point guard is or player. And Harris got the starting job when Remy was out of the lineup, and he kind of just didn't want to, go back to Remy. And ever since he put him off the bench, Remy always sparks us off the bench. So I think that's the angle he's going with. Harris isn't as bad as he's played. I know he has ability. He just needs to attack more and trust himself more. Yeah. But the depth of the team kind of, shadows that. He doesn't have to do anything, just run the offense.
So the one thing I'll say about this game is it's a huge loss to lose more. But then you look at the guy that's going to replace him plays 30 minutes a game. I think his name is Daniels. I think he plays 30 minutes a game. They still have Dixon. They still are going to have Samuels. And they're going to have Gillespie. I mean, listen.
Yeah, and Gillespie hasn't had his big game yet.
It's a big loss. But now here's the issue. Can Gillespie keep this thing at 60 points or less? Because Kansas needs it in the 70s, right? Kansas doesn't want to play the slow it down game that if you play slow it down with Villanova, all of a sudden you bring Jay Wright and Gillespie into the game. You bring their ability to control everything into the game. Remy, Harris, Brown, they all want to get out and run.
Kansas loves to run. Kansas wants to use their defense to get turnovers and rebounds and start the run and use their athleticism because they got guys who can get to the cup and finish. That's what showed in the second half. They were constantly on the fast break in the second half against Miami. That's what turned the game. I agree with you. If it's a half-court game, Nova's going to be in this game.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Everybody's jumping way too quick. Oh, they just lost more, but I get it. But the other guy,
and they angle. You know that angle in basketball more than any other sport is when the guy's out, the next guy up. That whole angle, the team plays well. Yeah,
100%.
And the betting line. Look, everyone's running the bet Kansas, and the line's only 4.5. That's telling you they still think Nova's going to compete. Yeah,
holy crap, that's low.
Very low. I already heard rumbles in the sports book. Oh, you got to hammer Kansas. Kansas is a lock, and it's like they might win, but.
Have you
can't underestimate the heart.
Has anybody seen the results of the MRI on Moore? I didn't see any articles on it today.
Torn Achilles.
Torn Achilles. That's what that was?
That's what it was.
Did Kobe Bryant have that? Didn't Kobe tear his Achilles?
Yeah. He finished shooting the free throw and then he left. But that's what he had.
Man, that's just a crazy. So torn Achilles. So he's definitely out. I mean, there's no.
He's definitely out. Yeah.
All right. So
and then you got to agree with me. You got to agree with me in this Final Four that you got 3 of the best coaches in the country in the Final Four: Krzyzewski, Jay Wright, Bill Self.
I don't got to agree with you.
They're not 3 of the best coaches in the country.
I'm not big on Bill Self. I don't like his. I think every year he's got some of the best talent, but I don't think. Sometimes I question some of the things he does. So I would definitely.
We win the Big 12 almost every year. We won 18 straight Big 12 titles. We're always in the Sweet 16 at least.
I think that there's 2. I think there's a better coach in the Big 12. I think the kid from Baylor, the guy from Baylor, Drew, is a better coach than Bill.
Good coach. I just said 3 of the best. I didn't say the 3 best. 3 of the best.
I think, And
Hubie Brown. I mean, Hubert. What's his name? Davis. Yeah, Hubert Davis. Loved watching him as a player and an analyst. He's actually got to get a lot of credit here. I know it's his first year, so no one's going to sit there and put him in any top coach list. But this is his first year, and he turned a team that was struggling and got him to the Final Four in his first year. You got to give him credit for that.
So, do you think he learned? Let's go back to that Baylor game where I said he did some of the worst coaching I've ever seen because he did no adjustments on the press when they were getting pressed and they blew that lead. He did no adjustments.
Lucky he had the lead. He's lucky he had that big a lead.
Don't forget, they had a chance to win the game with 12 seconds left. They had the ball to tie game, and that guy just dribbled the ball around at 30 feet and then shot the ball from 30 feet. Never went. You're going
to have learning points. You're going to have learning lessons, speed bumps. That's definitely one of them.
My question
dodged that one.
What happens now moving forward? Did they learn? Or are we going to see him just put it back in the hands of his point guard, or are they actually going to run a play and try to get to the line if it comes down to that? Because, again,
we'll see if the situation arises.
Krzyzewski's on the other side of that.
Right.
So it's as good as North Carolina's playing, as good as Mannix playing, Bacot,
Love,
and Davis, and
Black.
And who's the other? Yeah. I mean, listen, they're playing incredible basketball right now. They're playing. To me, as a team, they've played the best tournament of the teams. I think they've played the best tournament.
Okay. So your pick's North Carolina, Kansas, I'm assuming here?
Yeah, it's North Carolina, Kansas, and then I got Kansas beating North Carolina. So I'm still listen. My pre-tournament pick was Kansas beating Purdue. I still think and listen, Remy. I'm rooting for Remy Martin. There's no doubt. I'd like to see him win. It hurts that he's on that team. He didn't help ASU this year, but he's there. He did great things for ASU when he was there. I'm rooting for him.
Right.
I struggle rooting for Brown because I don't get it. I don't understand. The guy is, what is he, 6'6", 6'7", swing man. He's got these glimpses of brilliance out there where he can shoot 35-footers. He can dunk. He can take alley-oops. He can get back and incredible shot blocks. And then he just disappears. It's like he has one bad play, and it's almost like his head just droops. And you're like, what is wrong with this dude? But you are right, boy. When that Lightfoot took over the game, to me, Lightfoot took over the game in the second half of them.
He did. And so he was a big factor. He's been a big factor all year for us. He doesn't get enough credit because people don't really consider him as a key guy on this team. But I'm telling you, watching Kansas all year, whenever he comes in, he makes good plays. He gets the team going. Love him as a guy who comes in for McCormick.
Listen, they are deep. They're a deep team, right?
Very deep.
That's a very, very deep team. Kansas is. He uses all of them. And I just believe that. But
the defense had to have stand out to you too. I mean, it's absolutely smothering.
It is, and I'll be honest. I'm surprised at that line. I would jump up, and I would listen.
I wonder what it would be with more. With more, what is this? A 2-point spread?
2.5.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Typically, the lines are adjusted 2 points in basketball for a player. When a player's in, when a player's out, it's 2 points.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me it's 4.5 and it opened at 4.5, that tells me they were at 2.5.
It opened at 4 after the Moore injury. Like when the Moore injury was official, it opened at 4. It got moved to 4.5. Maybe it even moved more.
Deep enough,
Take a glimpse right now.
Villanova's not deep enough.
Exactly. That's why I don't get the line unless it's going up by the second. Let me see what it is now. It's either a gift or Vegas knows something that we don't. All right, so we got it's still 4.5, minus 110 both sides. So they're staking strong that this is going to be a one possession game late. The total's 133. They think it's going to be a defensive match too. High 60s, low 70s.
Low 70s still favors Kansas. Listen, without Moore, Villanova's got to try to win.
He averages 17 a game. Not only does he average 17 a game, which is big in college because you're basically scoring 60, 70 points on average. He's there big time. They need a 3. He hits it. That's who Justin Moore is.
I'll tell you what. Right now, the more and more I think about this, I'm looking forward to Gillespie versus Remy Martin. That is going to be incredible.
That's a must-watch. That's the matchup of the game. And then Samuel Agbaji. And McCormick needs to dominate this game. Villanova does not have a front line that should stop him.
Dixon.
He needs to be active.
Isn't his name Dixon? What's the guy's name in the center?
Is he a freshman?
The center? Dixon? What's his name? Dickinson is Michigan. What's the guy's name? He's actually pretty good. He's a lefty. For Villanova, he was pretty good. 6'8", 6'9".
Dixon sounds familiar, but Daniels? Eric Dixon and Caleb Daniels are the other guys that have to come in now.
Dixon. He had a good game. He had a really good game this past game against. He actually had a really good game against Houston. He controlled the paint.
It doesn't go. There's not much there after those 4 now.
No, they don't. They're not deep. So what I'm saying is, Gillespie's going to have to score 20 to 25 points in this game.
He's going to have his best game by far to even be in the game.
So, anyway, the other game, and then you get to the final. We're gonna do a props contest on Monday.
Yeah.
And then, and the funny thing is, the minute that's over, we're getting ready to look at the Masters. You're gonna host a Masters
baby.
Tournament. You're gonna host a Masters event.
Gotta love it.
So, I know that you're listen. I want to talk golf because your guy's starting to play well. I will say, I'm not 100% against taking Scheffler anymore, just because I got rid of his caddy. I was 100% against it with that caddy. Now that he's playing the way he is, it's a new caddy, right? A new caddy.
Hey, listen, it is a new caddy, and I just gotta say, I gotta give him his props. I've been a guy who's coming into the season was big. Look out for Scheffler. Yeah. I bet him in every tournament so far. He won 3 out of the last 5 he's been in. He's the best golfer in the world right now. He's at the peak of everything he does is just money. He showed it in match play this weekend. I mean, he needed to hole in a bunker shot. He holed in a bunker shot. He needed to make a 13-foot putt. He made it. You know, his short game's excellent. His driving, power, accuracy, he has everything you need to be a great golfer. And once you win and you get confident in yourself, that's all you need as a golfer to go on your run. And right now he's in that run.
So my favorite part about Scheffler winning is the odds I'm going to get on Brooks Koepka, because I'm going to take Koepka in the Masters.
It's not a bad guy to take. That's not a bad guy to take, honestly.
He shows up in the big ones. That's what he lives for. He lives for these things. And it's not the U.S. Open, which he loves to win. It's the Masters. But I'm taking
any major Brooks is coming. So
yeah. And I think he's going to play some.
And he's been in quality. He's been in good form lately. He's been up there in the last few tournaments. And match play, he lost to DJ, but he got to the final 8. He was there. He's definitely a guy you should pick, and I'm sure the odds are pretty good right now for Brooks, considering all the people who are probably in front of him.
Is DJ's last win the 2020?
Masters? Yeah, the one that was in November. The one that was in November.
That's his last win.
That's his last win.
Man. So, he crushed it too. He had a super low score, didn't he? 18 or 20 under, right? He went way low.
He dominated. I don't know why they don't have the Masters.
So Cantlay, has Cantlay just fallen off the table since the Ryder Cup? He had that incredible run going into the Ryder Cup. He had a good tournament where he beat up on DeChambeau in a tournament. I remember that.
Who are you talking about?
Cantlay.
Oh, yeah. Patrick Cantlay had a good run for 4 or 5 tournaments. He was top 5 in all of them. Lately, him and Morikawa are the two that stand out, that kind of, came back to earth, showed that they're human.
How about Finau? Have we seen the best of Finau, or we got more to go?
Finau has disappeared. After he won, he can't seem to make a cut, let alone compete. Brooks Koepka, you're getting at 1,800. Scheffler's at 1,600. Right there. So that tells you right there that they actually think Koepka and Scheffler are in the same ballpark. Let's see where your guy Webb Simpson's at. Webb Simpson's at 6,500. So
it's a play.
Cameron Smith to me is an automatic play.
How about Gooch?
Automatic play. Gooch. Yeah, let's see where Gooch is at.
Where's Gooch?
You can get Gooch. Wow, he's still 65-1, just like Webby. Wow, this 65-1 list. Look at these guys: Sergio Garcia, Abraham Answer, Corey Connors, Mark Leishman, Webb, Horschel, Bubba Watson, Seamus Power, Russell Henley, and Taylor Gooch are all 65-1. All of them.
The one that stands out to me right there is Abraham Answer. I thought he'd be much lower than that because this is
that's a great price for Abraham Answers.
Yeah, it's an Irons course, and he's an Irons player.
Yeah, he is.
Interesting.
Matsuyama going
and
for
where's DeChambeau? Where are they going to list DeChambeau at? Like 1,000, 1,200? They're going to have him up there.
2,900 to 1.
And who's the leader? Who's got the lowest odds in that?
Jon Rahm.
And what's he at?
950. And then you got Colin Morikawa, who I think is also a guy who shows up for majors. He already has 3, and he's only been playing for 2 years. He's at 1,100.
What Jordan is he at? He's got the PGA. What does he got?
He's got 3. Yeah.
Morikawa's got 3 majors.
Yeah.
None of them are the Masters. Did he win the British? Did he win the British?
Yeah, he won the British. Morikawa majors.
He won the British, man.
So he won. He says 2 majors, but 5 PGA Tour wins. He has the PGA Championship and the Open, British Open.
The British Open, yeah. Okay.
He's only been playing for 2 years.
He's got a Ryder's Cup win too.
Yeah,
he's got a pretty good resume. He's got a Ryder's Cup.
Great resume, and he has 3 other wins on tour. So it's not like
How about your boy Yips? How about Yips?
Yips is 3,300, which I will be on that. I think every part of his game is great. Putting is his problem. He's been getting better though. He's obviously working hard on his putting.
Where's one of the hardest places to putt?
Best ball strikers in the world right now. He's up there. He's top 5 ball strikers. So he's always going to have a chance. Yeah.
Until he starts dunking in the water. Until he starts.
No one talks McIlroy. He's 14-1. But Cam Smith's another guy I love. Justin Thomas. Now that no one's talking about him, he's here at 12-1. Justin Thomas is due. His last win was last year at the Players. Hasn't won in a full calendar year. He's right there, though. He's top 10 every tournament. I think Justin Thomas might be the pick for the Masters.
Yeah. Man, listen, it's going to be fun. We got a week to figure this out, get this thing down to 3.
I'm already in a contest. I can't wait I got to pick 8 guys. And everyone in the contest picks 8 guys, and it goes off of their purse. So whatever they win money-wise, whoever has the most combined gets the full pot of $10,000. Looking forward to that. Sport hitters contest. Looking forward to that.
You're gonna have to pick. What are we gonna do? Pick 5?
Yeah, we'll do a pick 5
matchups.
Yeah.
We'll pick 5 in sport hitters matchups. So wow, I'm looking forward to it. It's next week. It's already next week.
Exhilarating.
Seriously, those commercials start in January, and you're like, oh, here it comes.
I know. Just the music, just the, you know what I mean? And it's starting with baseball opening up, so it's going to be a crazy week. Love it for sports fans.
Opening day for baseball is the Masters opening day. So that is a day.
That's a sports dream.
It's not March Madness opening day, but it kind of gives you a little cool, like, you know, it's on a Thursday. You take the day off of work. It's on a Thursday. You go in, you have beers.
It's almost like you're welcoming the change of seasons, too. Starts to get nice weather out. You get baseball. You get Masters, the first major of the year. It's beautiful. Beautiful time to be a sports fan.
I think Sport Hitters is going to have some big announcements before then. So we have some crazy shit going down. It's pretty cool.
Can't wait.
It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. What else is going on? So in the wonderful world of MMA, craziness.
Can't wait for my man to get back in the ring.
Who's your guy?
Sean O'Malley, the most exciting guy in the sport.
So, well, we got the debacle going down in Miami, right? The debacle. That's what I call it, the debacle, because you got guys chasing each other around and fucking sucker punching each other, and then bragging about it. Let me tell you something. Masvidal, he is the what's the Giants for Plaxico Burress? He's the Plaxico Burress of MMA. He fucking ratted himself out.
He's starting to look like a one-hit wonder, like that quick 10-second knockout. Since then, he's lost every fight. So Masvidal has a lot of work. Yeah, he hasn't won since that quick knockout.
Conor McGregor made $400 million off of one left hook.
Yeah, he hasn't won.
You think about it. He knocked out Jose Aldo. He immediately went up. He was going to fight Rafael Dos Anjos, who pulled out. He then got a big fight against Nate Diaz, who's never been he's never been in the top 5, right? Made tons of money. They get to run it back for a second time, made tons of money. He then jumps ship. He fights like Mendez. He then jumps ship with Floyd Mayweather. He comes back. He loses like 3 times. He's made $400 million.
He lost both fights to Poirier.
Yeah, all since he knocked out Aldo. Yeah. He knocked out Poirier before he knocked out Aldo. He beat Poirier before Aldo. It's amazing the amount of money he's made. And it's just like Masvidal. Masvidal capitalized on his knee. He fucking kneed Ben Askren in the head. And
everyone, it was a YouTube sensation. And since then, he hasn't won a fight.
But I think this really hurts his credibility. I mean, you don't, this running up with a mask, a hoodie over your head, a mask on your face, and you punch
it's not a good look. He really has a lot of hate for a guy who used to be his boy. That they hate each other right now, and it's not for show. It's real.
It was for show on Colby's part. I think he was told you better do something, otherwise I'm fighting you because you're a boring fighter. He wins every fight, but I don't think he hated Masvidal as much as Masvidal hated him.
Yeah,
and I don't think you settled it running.
Masvidal was a sore loser in the fact. He's sore loser.
Yeah, 25 minutes to fight a guy and you don't do anything, and then that's what happens. I mean, that's not a good look. But listen, the MMA thing is I don't know. It's just interesting to me because now I'm starting to see a lot of John Jones is kind of gone. Like the guys that I knew for like a long time are kind of fading away, right? I mean,
yeah. You got this new guy. You got the new guy, Patty. You seen this kid?
Yeah, Patty the Batty.
Yeah, Patty the Batty. I want Patty the Batty versus Sean O'Malley. That needs to happen somehow. We need to get that to happen.
What about Patty the Batty versus Connor? Connor could actually drop down and
Connor's trying to fight Masvidal. I think Connor started yapping off. He wants to fight Masvidal.
That would be a good fight.
Those are 2 guys who need a win. And then let's see who's really going to.
Those are 2 guys who want to stand. Neither one of them want to get to the ground. Those are 2 guys that want to stand and bang.
That's the thing. Masvidal needs to fight someone who wants to throw hands, not put their weight on you on the ground for the whole fight.
Yeah, right. So what's his name? The Ngannou. The guy that I like keeps losing. Derek, the Houston guy. who's always a soundbite waiting to happen. He's a heavyweight. He's got the most knockouts, but he's lost a couple times in his home state of Houston. Every time he fights in Houston, he doesn't do well. And he actually lost, I think, to Ciryl Gane, or he knocked out Ciryl. He lost to Ciryl Gane and then lost his next fight.
Well, Ngannou's out for what, 7 months with his surgery, post-surgery?
Is he? I just know he's not fighting. I mean, I don't know who's fighting when, what's going on. But the upcoming fights, what is this fight coming up April 9th in Jacksonville? It's crazy. The next fight in Jacksonville, I'm like, okay, it could be a good one. It's the rematch of Jan against Jermaine Sterling, or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, Aljamain Sterling. Yeah, so remember that last time?
You need him in the head. And the guy didn't get up.
Right.
Yeah, they canceled the fight. So I don't know, man.
Let me see. What's the main card on UFC? Yeah, Sterling versus Jan. That's coming up April 10th. And then the next one after that, they don't have up yet.
No, it's in Jacksonville. That fight's in Jacksonville. But some of these up and comers, Paddy the Baddy's going to get paid soon. I don't know what's going to happen with Covington. I don't know how Covington's going to recover his rep after he got his face chips or whatever, and he's disappeared. Haven't heard from him since.
This guy, Khamzat Chimaev, the guy that, he's facing Gilbert Burns. Should be a good fight.
I hope Sterling Jan,
and then you got Volkanovski versus that Asian dude, Sung Young. He has a name. I forget, the Chinese something, or Asian sensation or some shit.
And he's fighting Volkanovski?
Yeah, that's a good fight too. 3 great fights in that card.
It's a cool card. It's down in Jacksonville. When is it? April 10th?
April 10th.
So that's opening weekend. That's Masters Saturday. That's opening weekend of baseball.
Action-packed. Yeah.
Yeah, action-packed weekend, man. Kind of funny thing is, what's the word of what's going on up in fans right now with everything? Is it packed? Is it back?
I mean, it's not. It's the crowds have been better. It's not as packed as it used to be. Our neighbor New York City opened up its market, but people stay home and use their app right now instead of traveling over the bridge. But I mean, we still got most of our regulars who come in. But until there's an actual spot to go to in New York, which I think Yonkers is going to open up something, Barclays, Madison Square Garden. It's going to take a lot of.
Are you losing people at Foxwoods? What about Foxwoods? Foxwoods opened up a place, right? Foxwoods and the other thing.
The reason why we're not losing like all our guys like that is because FanDuel is still the best product as far as betting platform. So that's what we have going for us, for how much we offer and how you can, all the different ways you can win money that other books don't, offer. But it's going to get ugly too when there's going to be all these spots in New York where the New York.
FanDuel is the best product for an everyday bettor. Sport Heroes is the best product for a player that wants to have good time.
Yes,
but
great point.
So have they got their 18 back? Are there good-looking girls doing the bartending yet?
We got a couple of the good-looking girls doing the waitressing, but the bartenders, no. They still stick with their guys, which doesn't make any sense. But like I said, the bar is not owned by FanDuel. It's not a FanDuel bar. It's a Meadowlands bar. So they don't kind of have to say and who gets hired there.
Masks, no masks inside.
Yeah, no masks. We dropped that.
No masks.
No masks.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No masks. That's good stuff. All right.
And just to touch on the NBA. Just to touch on the NBA real quick. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what is the Derby? The Derby's coming up sometime. Is that Masters weekend also?
I can't be.
Is it Kentucky? I think it's coming up. April. See, it's like April 10th or 11th. That would be an incredible weekend.
I thought it was May. Yeah, it's the first weekend in May. Saturday, May 7th. So that's right at.
We're going to be in Florida. We'll be in Florida for that. Fantastic. All right. What about the NBA?
Just to touch on the NBA is a key injury in the NBA. Robert Williams, a guy a lot of people called a bust, actually helped to catapult the Celtics to a top defensive team in the league. And they shot up from the 11th seed a month ago to now the number 1 seed. Last night, they lost a tough one in overtime. No Tatum, no Jaylen Brown, no Robert. They didn't have anyone playing. Still went to overtime on the road with the Raptors. So they dropped to the 2nd seed for the Heat, who finally got a dub. The Celtics were actually making a run to be a serious contender. But without Robert Williams, I think that deflates their chance of going far. I just wanted to state that.
So who do you got coming out of the East then?
Right now, if I had to tell you a team, I'm going to pick Philly. A lot of people are going to hate me for that.
Can Miami rebound from what went on in that huddle the other day? Can they get their
rebounded last night, even though it was the Kings. They rebounded last night, won by 20. The thing is with the Heat, the culture and the way that they're set up, they're a tough out in the playoffs regardless. So they'll be fine come playoffs. That's a team that no matter what's going on right now, when it's playoff time, they're going to be banging. And that's a tough out to beat them 4 times is not going to be easy for any team. But they just don't have that superstar to go down the stretch with. That's the issue.
Do they have Tyler Hero?
Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo. They got Duncan Robinson. They got PJ Tucker. They got veteranship. They got defense. They got grit. I just wonder in a close game late, do they have the right guy to get buckets? They have guys who could score, but do they have the guy, the alpha guy that could go and get you a bucket?
Is it going to be Tyler Hero taking the shot or going to be Jimmy Butler? Who's taking the shot?
That's the thing. Or is it Kyle Lowry who hits big shots? But it's like, which guy are they going to? I'd rather know who I'm going to than have guys that you don't know. Like Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown could be that guy. You know, Giannis.
Who is it in Philadelphia? Is it Harden? Who is it in Philadelphia? Is it Harden?
I think it's Embiid. Harden's best when he's a facilitator. And then when everyone sags off of him, then he could do his one-on-one ISO, step back. He can get to the cup, get to the line. But the team strives when Embiid. And the reason why I like Philly is not even Embiid or Harden. It's Tyrese Maxey. The emergence of Tyrese Maxey ever since they acquired Harden, through the roof. His numbers that were averaging 10 a game are now 18 a game. The kid is awesome. And if this was a whole season since they acquired Harden, he'd probably be most improved player of the year. So Philly right now. I think Embiid is that dude. And I don't know what the deal is with the Nets. They just lost a big game at home to the Hornets. As good as they are, Kyrie and KD, the defense, I don't see it. And I don't know if they have enough to get by Philly and Milwaukee.
Do you think this Brooklyn team is better than the OKC teams that were really good when they had KD, Westbrook, and Harden on them? I think they went to the Western Conference Finals twice.
I don't. They also had Serge Ibaka. They had guys that were just glue guys. KD and Kyrie are great, 2 of the best players in the world. They got some pieces. I mean, we still haven't seen Ben Simmons on the court. That's the thing. That's the X factor. If they could get Ben Simmons on the court to help them in any way, that changes things defensively. You could go put Ben Simmons on their best scorer, and he's going to make it.
Does anybody believe that Ben Simmons is actually going to play this year? This dude just collects a check.
What they say now? So they were saying they were ramping up. They were ramping up his cardio at first.
Yeah.
Then now they're saying he has a herniated disc in his back.
He is listen. This guy is doing nothing but collecting a paycheck. He's scared to get on the basketball court again. He's 100% does not want to get up. He knows he's got no mentality beyond the court. And what is he getting? $30 million something this year to do nothing. He's not getting on the court.
He must know that at some point they're going to have to go to Philly in the playoffs. He must know that, and he wants no parts of it.
He's not getting on the court. He refuses to get on. Listen, if you're scared to take a layup, think about how soft you are mentally. You want of anything that matters ever again. Literally. And then you sat at home and cried. Oh my God, people are yelling at me.
Yeah, you blamed your mental health. You blamed on the reason why you didn't want to shoot balls. It's actually pathetic.
He's not playing. He's not playing this year. Anybody that thinks this guy's going to come play for them in the playoffs and help them is insane. Because
the one thing that Brooklyn has going for them is now Kyrie could play at home. Kyrie could play at home, so they have that going for them. But listen, right now, where they are in the seeding,
there's one shot left, and you know how Kyrie is. Kyrie thinks it's always his last shot. KD thinks it's his last shot. I think you have a serious problem.
I do too.
If you're the Brooklyn Nets,
I'm going to say, obviously, I'm picking KD to take that shot, but I totally agree with you. Kyrie's a guy who thinks he should be able to take that shot too. He's shown that he could hit a big shot. That's a thing, though. Who's going to be the guy that and freely takes the shot with the other one letting him take the shot? Not expecting to, but not. You know what I'm saying? Not KD expecting to have the ball and then Kyrie forcing it or vice versa. They have to be on the same page with who takes that last shot and have trust in each other. But the one thing going for Brooklyn is that Kyrie could play at home. But the thing is, they're in the seeding right now. They might have to play Toronto, and he cannot play in Toronto. So in the biggest game of the season might be in that play-in at Toronto, and he will not be able to play.
So you can't, in Canada, the mandate still.
Canada, yeah.
Oh, that's right. They're under that dictator up there, Trudeau. He's a fucking dictate.
But yeah, this is going to be the last couple of weeks of NBA season.
Wow.
We'll have
so
we'll have a whole breakdown of the NBA when it gets here, the playoffs.
When does the playoffs start? Late April or early May?
Early May. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be awesome. The playoffs is going to be awesome.
Well, we got tournaments going on for NHL and NBA playoffs in the app. I know that.
I have Phoenix winning it all. I had them winning it all from the whole season. I don't think that ever changed. I haven't moved off that stance. Phoenix is the best team in the NBA. The Warriors haven't been healthy now for a month and a half. Curry hasn't played in 2 weeks. He probably won't play again until the playoffs. The health is why I don't think the Warriors are going to do it this year. And the Grizzlies are the team on the rise, and the Nuggets is the big question mark in the West. So the West is intriguing. I have Phoenix. And the East, I only have 4 teams who could win it. With the injury to Robert Williams, it's either Brooklyn, Philly, Miami, or Milwaukee. So
that's away from our opening MLB. We're 9 days away from opening up MLB.
Yeah.
And you know what the goal has to be? The goal has to be 25 in a row. The goal has to be 25 in a row. We got to see if somebody can get there. Got to be there.
I'm down for the challenge.
Got to be there. 25 in a row is the goal. I'm sure we'll have interesting topics to cover, but time to start doing our research. The funny thing is, you mentioned something about Toronto, and the day after you mentioned Toronto, they took a hit on their team. Somebody got in trouble there. I think he's getting suspended. He got suspended for one of their players that you actually mentioned. I think this got suspended by Toronto. One
of their pitchers or position hitters?
I don't remember. I just remember thinking to myself, it was actually the day after we talked about Toronto. Someone had something go on with Toronto up there. And I'm like, oh, that's going to hurt your team a little bit.
No, their pitching coach got a DUI. Who else?
Didn't one of their players just get suspended for 40 or 60 games? No, I could be wrong.
No, I don't see anything of that. Yeah, Toronto's my pick, man. Toronto's loaded. People need to recognize Toronto has a roster.
So
the juniors now accompanied by the pitchers.
The juniors. That's what I call them. And what about your Mets? You guys, is DeGrom going to start the season? Is he not starting the season? Where's DeGrom?
Yeah, DeGrom's fine. Looks great. Looks best he's ever looked, they're saying. Scherzer's looking great. They're impressed. They got Bassett. They got a couple guys now. And I love the depth of the position that we got. The little key. Sterling Marte we added. We already have Lindor and Alonso. You know, we got, guys like Escobar from the Diamondbacks, a good platoon player. He's a good hitter. I love the Mets this year. I can't wait. I haven't watched them yet. I haven't seen anything yet, so it's too early. But on paper, we look good.
At this point, I'm not really sure if they're. I always thought I thought they implemented.
I don't think the Yankees are going to be good. I don't think the Yankees are going to be good. I'm going to put that out.
No, I don't. I don't care what the Yankees do. I'm not sold on anything the Yankees are doing right now. Listen, at the end of the day, the Dodgers are by far the team
should win the World Series. Dodgers don't win the World Series. It's a failure.
Yeah,
that team is stacked.
I've never. Yeah. This might be the most talented team in the history of baseball.
I agree.
When you think of, is Bellinger's still the right fielder, right?
Bellinger's still there, yeah.
Mookie's there. Bellinger's
there. They got Trey Turner. They got Justin Turner. They got Freeman. I mean, they got Max Muncy. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's the most talented team in baseball.
I mean, they're the only team that's even close to a 99 win total. They have 99 and a half.
I think they're paying David a ridiculous contract. I think they're still absorbing David Price's crazy contract.
And I don't know where this money Trevor Bauer is going to pitch for them this year. So they're going to have Buehler, Kershaw, and Bauer. Yeah.
He got cleared. He got cleared of that. So my guess is he's coming back. But remember, it was his teammates that turned on him. His teammates are the ones that said, we don't want you around here while this is going on.
They don't want the distraction. I don't blame them.
But, a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people don't like him.
He comes off like an asshole, his shit don't stink kind of guy. He does.
Yeah, he's a guy that a lot of people don't like, but we'll see. Anyway, all right, man. Well, listen, we're coming back. We're back tomorrow. What do you got tonight? What's your pick?
St. Bonaventure. I said it before. I'll clarify it. Take the money and run. St. Bonnie's lay the house.
I like Texas A&M, so I would go Texas A&M. Listen, I love St. Bonnie's. They did well for me 2 years in a row, but and I think their players are the better players. I just think they're tired. I don't know. I don't count on tired.
I just don't think Xavier's the matchup that's going to exploit that. I think Xavier is more of a fade. As much as I love the Bonnies,
Xavier's got a 7-foot center, don't they?
Xavier
has a 7-foot center, don't they?
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. Their best player right now is their white shooter, and that's not going to be enough to beat the Bonnies. So,
is it Fryer? Is that Fryer?
No, what's his name?
I thought it was Fryer. Not
McConaughey. You know, isn't that the big guy, or is it Nurse or something?
I think Fryer is the best player. But anyway, all right. So I got Texas A&M. You got the Bonnies. Let's see what. And we'll come back and
they should play each other in the final. So
I think tomorrow we'll discuss some of the props for the upcoming March Madness bracket on Monday. We'll try to come up with some cool props.
And we'll make some picks for the Valero Open. We got some golf going on this week. The leading up to the. This is one of the tournaments.
Is that matchup play?
No,
is it matchup play or is that stroke play?
It's regular stroke play, and this is a tournament I like to take a couple long shots to win. Leading up to the Masters, I feel like a lot of the big guys aren't playing, and guys like Charlie Hoffman, Keegan Bradley, guys like that, I'm gonna take a shot at.
I'll tell you what, if Keegan Bradley never wins a tournament, it's still pretty impressive. Isn't he blind in one eye?
Is he? Yeah, he's been great. He's had a great career, honestly. He's won. Didn't he win the Masters one year? Or he won a major. He definitely won a major. Keegan Bradley definitely won a major.
Ever won a major. I think he's the one that's blind in an eye. I don't think he's ever won a major. But we'll figure that out tomorrow. Valero Texas Open should be interesting. All right, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Okay, buddy. Have a good one.
Later.